After a 5-0 start, the Bulls now sit in 10th place in the East, 9-10. Good enough for 18th overall in the NBA. So, where has it all gone wrong with the Bulls? Let's talk about it after this.
It's time to see red.
Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another T-Red UK Chicago Bulls chat where sleep is optional but loving the Bulls isn't. I'm Neill, your host, and I need to get some stuff off my chest about these Bulls and how much of a 180 they've done this season. But if you're as disappointed as I am about this team, or if they've done exactly what you expected them to do, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So the Bulls have gone through the last 3 games, which were predicted to be one of the easiest stretches of the season, where they came up against the Wizards, the Pelicans, the Hornets and the Pacers, all subpar teams with extensive losing streaks, and this was where the Bulls were expected to turn it all around and potentially even go 4-0. However, they've lost their identity completely and are no longer playing as a cohesive unit. The defence is non-existent and paper thin. Players are getting caught in transition. Rebounding has been woeful and at times they can't even get it done on the offensive end, and also suffering from too many turnovers. Instead of going 4-0, this team managed to crumble and go 0-4. This is just simply not acceptable. They need to get their shit together and they need to do it fast. Gone is the defense by committee. Gone is the intense offense and driving the lanes. And the Bulls have fallen back into the live by the 3, die by the 3 mentality, which absolutely wrecks my head. And while this team isn't as bad as they have been from distance in some seasons previously, they certainly are not a good enough shooting team to rely on winning games by staying out of the paint and shooting from distance. So over the last, let's say, 5 games, the Bulls have gone in these shooting spells from 3 that just simply aren't sustainable and aren't good enough. Against the Pacers, they shot 34 and only hit 14. Against the Hornets, it was 8 for 36. Pelicans was 20 for 50. Wizards 16 for 36. And the Heat 14 for 38. You're just not going to win games this way. You just aren't. It's like Vooch said, the way they're playing is not sustainable. It's not winning basketball, as they've been proved now in the last number of games where they just couldn't keep winning these games in a clutch situation and keep getting lucky and keep coming away with it and getting away with it. They just simply have now hit that wall and fallen off the cliff, and they've got caught out as a result of it. And the record shows, and the Bulls look like they're flailing and don't really know what to say or what to do about it. And to be perfectly frank with you, Billy Donovan doesn't seem to know what to do either. Can also just take 1 second to say, I love Kobe White and I'm glad to have him back in the starting lineup. But Sub-Zero has got to stop with the rushed heat check threes. What the hell is with that? I just don't get it. I mean, you aren't getting back into any game by jacking up a 3 from the logo when you're the furthest player forward. So there's nobody there to rebound the ball if and when you do miss. Okay, I tweeted this out in the game the other night. And as soon as I tweeted it out, Kobe did that and managed to get his own rebound. Okay, fine. But that was just one incident. Most of the time when you're jacking those threes up as a heat check or just thinking, oh, I can hit this, when you've been shooting cold or you haven't been shooting threes at all because you're only just, starting into the game or back off the bench, and there's nobody there to rebound the ball. What are you doing? That is just a wasted possession, a lost possession. And the thing is, he's not doing it with like 1, 2, 3 seconds left on the clock. He's doing it with 16, 17 seconds left on the clock. Run the ball around, move it, set the plays. That's just not conducive to winning basketball. It really, really isn't. And that's not just on Kobe, but Kobe is the biggest culprit of doing it. Also, I have to ask the question of how much of this is on Billy Donovan? I mean, I could make an argument for and against, to be perfectly honest with you. He can only work with what he has in front of him, and he can only set the boundaries and the plays for the players. It's on the guys on the floor to execute. I doubt very much that Billy Donovan is telling Kobe White to go out there and fuck a 3 ball into the air from halfway up the court with 17 seconds left on the clock. But see, that's the thing. That's where, as a coach, he needs to exert some accountability onto the players. If someone goes against the play and makes bad decisions, then sit their backside down on the bench. He's no issue doing it with some of the young guys, Mattis and Noah, for instance, but no one should be above that. If you do some stupid shit or steer too far off course, away from the game plan, then come over here and take a seat, my friend. You aren't playing defense and tracking back? No problem. Come warm the wood for a little while until you're ready. I don't care if it's Vooch, Giddy, Kobe, or whoever. Billy needs to get some respect back. I'm sure he comes up with a game plan. So if it isn't being followed, then make sure that the team knows there are consequences. So the biggest disappointment for me has become less exciting to get up to these games late at night. The fun factor has gone again, and I was loving the fact that I was looking forward to getting up to watch the matches, and I didn't care what time of night it was or what time of the morning it was, because I was going to watch some exciting, fun Bulls basketball. But the fun factor's gone again. Unless something changes with this group, then it's time to make some personnel changes. It may be time to pull the plug and make some difficult decisions in order to move forward, because none of us want to have another season of more mid or worse. So I guess the big question is, can the Bulls get back on track? They play away to the Magic tonight, and this could be a bigger challenge than the last few games where technically the Bulls played down to their competition. Maybe they need to start playing up instead. The latest information on the IR is still extensive, but we're waiting on an updated IR ahead of the game tonight from both teams. But as it stands, the injury report is showing Zach Collins, Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry and Lachlan Ulbrich all as game time decisions, with Isaac Okoro, Jalen Smith and Noah Sengay all listed as out. As for the Magic then, they're still showing Paolo Banchero as out, Mo Wagner as out and Colin Castleton. So this could be that chance to stop the skid. Let's hope they can. I mean, it can't get any worse, right? Right? I'm going to try to finish up on a couple of positives though, because, I mean, we can't just totally focus on all the doom and gloom, even though there's plenty of it right now. Bright spots have been in the Pacers game, where we finally saw a bit of tick for Aussie native Lachlan Ulbrich. Now, I wasn't too impressed with what I saw of him in Summer League, as I've said on here before, but I have seen him really growing down in the G League for the Windy City Bulls. And he didn't disappoint in his NBA debut, to be fair to him. He was decisive and he played with some energy in the game, and one of very few glimmers of hope in the game against the Pacers, where very few players seem to be any bit kind of locked in. I mean, you could pluck out maybe 3 or 4 names and that was it. The rest of the team was lackluster. The rest of the team was deflated. The rest of the team just wasn't playing with any energy at all. And fair play to Lachlan Ulbrich. He certainly had that. His first basket, his NBA debut basket, was an up and under reverse layup, which for a big guy, it's great to see something along those lines. As I've said before, he has a very good vision on the court, and he wasn't afraid to play with a bit of gusto, shall we say. So we've also seen a return to the aggressive side of Josh Giddey, which is fantastic. We certainly need that. We need him to continue to do that, continue to attack the rim and to control the team offensively. But what we also need to get back from him was what we were getting at the start of the season, was he was orchestrating the defense. He was doing a lot of the talking, and that seems to still be missing. And maybe if Giddey could start pulling them together a little bit on the defensive end, then defensively we may get back to a little bit of that defense by committee that we had at the start of the season. Kudos to Io. Io has been very solid all season long. If this team was a winning team and back up where they were at the start of the season, we'd be seriously having a conversation about Io DeSumo maybe being the 6th man. He's been playing fantastic off the bench. He's had a start as well and didn't disappoint there. He's just your mainstay, your go-to. He never really kind of falters. He's really turned into that solid role player for this team. So look, I'm really hoping that this team finds their way back to success. Let's just hope that players like Vooch and Kobe. Now, Kobe hasn't been playing bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just here slagging off Kobe White. Kobe White has been fairly solid. It's just some of his decision making has been off for me, but he's been scoring pretty solid. And I don't know, one of the things I was excited about, because at the back end of last season was Kobe and Giddey working together really had started to work. It doesn't seem to be quite there yet this season, but hopefully they can get it figured out. They've proven that it can work, so let's hope they can figure it out and get it working again going forward. But that's about it for now. Until next time, wherever you are in the world, see red, bleed red. Go Bulls.